Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. Today we're going through my pick of my 55 titles. I know my thumbnail says 57 because there are some additions. This is to do with Spiel 22, my preview picks. Just to show you briefly here, there are some prices going on, some haul locations. I do have the app and I've already starred that up and it's just completely covered in stars now. Let me take you through briefly of those 55 odd titles, what I think of them so far. Now, I have played all the other games in this Wolfgang Warsch trilogy, now tetralogy, to do with That's Pretty Clever or Ganz schön clever. This is the fourth one. Now, I personally thought they got better as they went on. I found I gave the first one a 6 out of 10 and the last two 8 out of 10. If you want to see my video for Clever Cubed and my how to set up play and review and solo playthrough, please go through to my playlists to do with solo playthroughs, roll and write obviously playlists. I had a setup play and review playlists, amongst many others. Also the Stronghold playlist, the Indie Boards and Cards one, because it is the American version. Ultimately, it's imported, the Indie Game Studios one. So there we have it, Clever Cubed, or Clever Forever in fact now. Only 30 minutes to play, so it's shorter than the other one. That's interesting. I don't know much more about it. Let's leave that for now. But curious to see, obviously, what difference there might be. So it still says 30 minutes. I always thought it took more like an hour. Okay, next up though, we have Kapan Dying City. This is by Holy Grail Games. I've been to Kapan. It's not going to be the first game on this list, which does involve a location. I've been to about 185 different locations around the world, which happen to also have the name of a board game named after them, including Carcassonne, which I actually went to having heard it was a board game, but had never played Carcassonne at the time. So there you go, City of Kapan. Like I said, it was torrential rain when I was there. That alone seems of interest though. Tile placement, worker placement, sounds fantastic. Next up, we have Cryptid. Now, it's quite low rating. Maybe it's because only 2 players. Now, I did like Cryptid. I don't own it. I haven't done a video for it. But Cryptid Urban Legends does sound some interest. I don't know why that is. It's not Cryptid, apparently, so I'll have to see about that. But I definitely want to give it a go. So, what is next up after this? We have Deckscape in Wonderland. Just curious. I'm not into Wonderland theme necessarily, but curious to see how this goes. If you want to see my other video for Deck Detective and Deckscape, I do have another one on its way, although this is the German edition, so I don't know if it's going to work. Looks like it's okay though. Alright, now we have Deck Detective. So I just mentioned this a second ago, that's also on the channel. So see if I had a setup plan review for that too from the other one. This is a new one. Keen to see if I can get this a go as well. Looks very interesting. Okay, next up we have got Dice Hunters of Therion. Okay, so it's Amigo, it has dice, looks of interest, and it's Richard Garfield. What's not to like about that? So, dice rolling, push your luck. Obviously it has dice, maybe that's tried to be explained. I don't know what else about it is though. Yeah, okay, try some capture. Sounds a bit like maybe Roll for Adventure, which also you can find on the channel too. And they have 11. Now this has got quite a low rating here by Portal Games. And I don't know why that is. Anything to do with maybe the Kickstarter stuff? Okay, so some people giving it a 10, some giving it a 1. Yeah, okay, so I don't know. It sounds as if it's just something to do with Kickstarter. So not good at all from that respect. Oh dear. Right, never mind. Nothing about the game though, so let's leave that for now. Next up though, Encyclopedia. Apologies, I did worry we might get some notifications kicking in. So this is the big release from Holy Grail Games at Essen 2022. I have pre-ordered it. I'll be doing a separate list of games I have pre-ordered, which will not be featured in this one. And there's another game actually on here which isn't on here with a page, Cora Quest and Waggle Dance. I'm really keen to play as well, but they're not necessarily new releases. Okay, so this one, Tile Exploration, worker placement, again, ticks those boxes also by obviously the Kapan publishers. Then we've got Fancy Feathers. I always keen to give a go for obviously Freedom and Freeze, with the artist always being Harold Liske. And I want to see how this goes. It's 2-player games, perfect, 15-30 minutes. This is one of the first games I probably want to get a go as well. I mentioned before, I have met Freedom and Freeze. He grew up very close to where Jude is from. And yeah, fantastic. Next up, we've got Flashback, Zombie Kids. Now, I've played Zombie Kids. I'm curious to see how this goes. Wonderful players, only takes 30 minutes. Hopefully give this a shot as well. All right, next up. The Fog. Now, I had some backlash initially. This was a Kickstarter, upcoming Kickstarter. I may have pre-ordered this one. And I think there's only a demo actually available. But this is to do with, well, people thought it was to do with the Ukrainian invasion, which it's not. Just poor timing. But it is coming back, and it's going back on Kickstarter. But it seems very interesting. So obviously I want to give this a go. Then up we've got Foundation of Rome. So what Stephen Bonacore told me about. So this is by Arcane Wonders, Emerson Matsuuchi, great designer, and very much keen to give this a shot. 60 to 90 minutes. Hopefully I can get a game of this in as well. Then we've got Genotype. So I've already done one game on the channel from Genius Games. So that was periodic. Genotype, obviously my background's in genetics. This is very interesting. Contracts, dice rolling, market, open drafting, set collection. Yep. Great mechanisms going on there. Then we've got Great Western Trail. So the basically very, very similar edition to the second edition of Great Western Trail by Alexander Pfister, and again the artist being Chris Quilliams. And yeah, there's not much of a difference, a bit of divergence from the original one. More than happy to give it a go. I know Alexander's not going to be at the fair. Then we've got Hamburg. I always like the looks of Prettiness Games to do it. The Queen Games, not far from Essen. I've been to Hamburg, went there before I went to actually Essen, by Steffenfeld. Seems very interesting, pretty crunchy though, 3.5. Again, another playtime of 60 to 90 minutes. And yeah, a solo play as well, so maybe play this as a 2. I'll have to see. Interestingly, yeah, we've got artists being Clemens Franz and Christian Fior. Okay, looks interesting. Right. But next up, we've got Heat. Now this is a game I did see and I did show you at the UK Games Expo, although they did say a thing we weren't allowed to record it, so I might not have shown you that much. But Pedal the Metal seems very much like the game previously made by Asger Hardingen, which I believe was Flamme Rouge. So let's just check that out, and that I think sold very well. I could fully anticipate this going well as well. So yeah, there we go, Flamme Rouge. Oh, he's done those games as well, I didn't know that. So Deep Blue and 13 Days, and thinking to play 13 Days. Now Helsinki, another place I've visited, like Hamburg as well. Same designer again. Wasn't a big fan of Copenhagen, to be honest, but I do have Copenhagen Roll and Write. Check out my video for that on the channel. So there we go, check that out too. And then Honey Buzz, just sounds interesting. Does have a high rating, action retrieval, grid movement. Yeah, nice different combo of things going on there. Refreshing idea. In some respects, obviously there is Hive and stuff like this. Seemed interesting. All right, what else? Generally, this is in alphabetical order. We've then got Orléans, this time as a draw and write adaptation of the game Orléans. And Rainer Stockhausen is involved, but Ryan here, not Rainer, but Ryan Hendrickson happens to be maybe the chief designer going on here. So that seems of interest too. Then up we have King of Monster Island. This is by Richard Garfield again, and yellow. So obviously this is pretty much going to be King of Tokyo style and King in New York. But yeah, keen to see how this might be different to the other one. So yeah, maybe give that a shot too. All right, then we have Mazecape Kids Hypnos. Now I have done some Mazecape videos by Devere. Look forward to giving this a shot too. Hopefully a bit easier, and 15 minutes bash through it. Then we've got another one, Cryo C. Again, one player, 15 minutes, see what that's like. And then up we've got Meadow Downstream. Now, I haven't even played Meadow, but the fact there's an expansion implies it's probably going to be quite worthwhile. And I look forward to checking this out. Again, 60 to 95 minutes to hopefully grab into that fair space. Then we have Micro Macro Crime City. All in. This is the third one. This is not the kids one though, I believe. Nope, ages 12 plus. And I look forward to seeing how this one plays out instead. So I don't know where it's going to fit with all the other maps. I'm really glad I did hold on to them. I'm still rationing playing them. That's how much I'm enjoying them so much. Definitely takes a bit longer to play the second ones. Ages 10 plus, interestingly. So they've increased the bleakness even more. And now I've got a message kicking in as well. All right, well, I'll have to come back to that later. All right, next up. We have got, there you go, I actually played it 30 times, Micro Macro. Museum Pictura, reimplements Museum. I don't know what the rating is for Museum, we'll check that out afterwards. Similar designers, again by Holy Grail Games, which I do know somebody there who is English. I don't know if she's just got a brilliant English accent, I don't know. But yeah, set collection game, looks of interest. If we go through to what Museum is or was, obviously the original, how does it differ? So we're waiting to see if we can get that to load, and there we are, slightly lower rating, and Holy Grail themselves happen to be, yeah, okay, fine. So they are anonymous as to where they are from, that's fine. Then New York City, now Rialto I heard briefly about, again more Steffenfeld here, more Clemens Franz, more Queen Games, more action drafting, more pretty much solo play, and probably point salad going on over there. So we'll go to these comments in a second. Let's just go to Rialto and see what kind of rating that got, just to give you an inspiration. Oh dear, 6.9, not bad at all, but certainly not up there, especially based on the colouring. We'll see if any other future games we have actually has a higher list. Okay, so next up we have got, like I said, we've got New York, we've got this one, kickstarted again from Queen Games. Then Old London Bridge looks of interest, worker placement. I had it there for a reserved copy for this at Expo, but it wasn't. It was sold when I did have it already reserved, so that was gone. Okay, next up, Oil Tree looks interesting. Does have a high rating, over 500 ratings. So dice rolling, event scenario, storytelling looks really interesting. And then if we go through this, we can start seeing what people are giving it. Now we want to go into comments just to make sure we have some unbiasedness going on here, not being on the box. Okay, mechanical deer. Orangenberger Canal. I don't know why, but because it's Uwe Rosenberg, having played 32 of his games already, I want to give this one a shot. Up to 90 minutes though. Factory building, and it's Spielworks this time. Alright, interesting. Then up we've got another Oink game, Order Overload Cafe. What kind of, this is, okay, cooperative game, oh, memory game, oh dear. Alright, not sure about that one then. And then Pueblo, this is another game by, obviously, the great designers, well, they're two best designers of all times combined, and they're designing games together, Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer. Looks really interesting. Mojito Studios and Ravensburger. Abstract strategy, combinatorial, enclosure, tile placement. Looks brilliant. And I was really keen to play Pueblo as well, so that's why I really want to play this, and that's going to be there too. Okay, next up we've got Quicks Double. Not a big fan of Quicks. You can see my review on Quicks on the channel. I do think big points are the best, so check out my video for big points. The expansion, I've played other expansions and gimmicks, they're all on the channel too, and Quicks gimmicks and stuff like that. Looks really interesting though, and want to give this one a shot. Alright, next up we have San Francisco. Just looks great from the artwork here by Rebel Studio again, and Rainer Knizia. Dr. Rainer Knizia, another video I made of his yesterday. He's made over 700 games. I used to play with his assistant's son. Okay, so connections, endgame bonuses, city buildings, trains. Brilliant. Next up, Sansanushi. Now I have already ordered a pre-ordered copy of this, so that's definitely going to be on the channel. So I look forward to going through that one, but it's more of Michael Kiesling. It's pattern building, tile placement. It might well be a game similar to the likes of Palace of Carrera, but of course he did that with the great designer Wolfgang Kramer. Now this is also by Fractal Yugos. Now Stack and Stuff, a Patchwork game. Yep, it's Patchwork again. It's only 2 players. It's Uwe Rosenberg. It's hopefully different enough, and I look forward to obviously giving this a go, and it should be, I'm guessing, combinatorial, even though it doesn't seem to mention that. Stratego Quick Battle. Now I've just seen this in the charity shop for £3.50, the original one. I'm keen to give this a go though, because I've heard a lot about Stratego, bluffing. 20 minutes to play, sounds brilliant. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Then up we've got Swindler. Not much more to say, but it is Mateos Crane, who I do like, and I look forward to seeing how it goes. Push luck and take that. Oh dear, take that? What are you talking about? So Mateos Crane, there's at least 4 other games I've played of Mateos Crane. Yeah, I've played Glen Moore. I've played Kraftwagen. It's Castle Rampage, that's very popular on the channel. And I think that's it. I've played Rococo as well. So there you go. I said 4, and there is 4. Cool. Next up, Take a Seat. Don't know why. Looks marginally of interest. Attract and sit the audience on the best possible location of your premiere. Now, if you've seen my game Showtime, you'll know a lot about this, but I'm still curious to give this one a shot and yeah, see how this could be. All right, let's see how this one pans out. Okay, on to the next one. We have got Targi. So this happens to be some new cards, some more variety. It looks like it's just spudging some extra stuff in there. I can't see why it necessarily would be a great game, just because it just mixes things up, but maybe that's what you need. So there we go. Now the original Target, by the way, obviously is in German on one side, English on the other. This looks like it's just in German. Terra Nova reimplements Terra Mystica, but it's shorter, and so that seems quite interesting to me. And yeah, this is by Cosmos and I think Capstone Games. So yeah, compared to the original, it's hopefully less of a burden for some. And I was going to say it's now dropped a player count down to 2 to 4. Tiles are overnight, so it's really appealed to me at the UK Games Expo. Just the kind of thing that I was interested in. Seems very much like the Palace of Mad King Ludwig. So pick up and deliver set collection. Just looks really nice. Yes, there's a pun on the tile, but it does seem to work. And then Town 66, so 2022 release by Oink. Yeah, houses, shape and colour lined up with each other, so it's pattern building, hand management. It takes 15 minutes. Yeah, seems interesting. And they've played it, Paladin, cool. And then we've got Undaunted Normandy. Now this seems to be, I don't know if it's longer or not, but I am keen to play Undaunted. There's multiple versions. The rating for this one, I'm keen to see how it stands up compared to the other one. But yeah, very interested to give this one a go as well. By Osprey Games, by Trevor Benjamin and David Thompson. So yeah, it looks really interesting. And I don't know what kind of comments people have about it already. Legacy version, cool new power mechanics, oh very nice. Alt mechanisms, as I'm told to say. Okay, so what's next? Let's go on. Unmatched. So I have played numerous Unmatched, but I know this one is a bit of an interesting one. So playing TRex against someone else surely isn't a match. So I'd like to see how that pans out. Very keen to try this one out by Rob Davio again, and Mondo Games Restoration Games 2. So it looks really interesting. And there's another Unmatched. So this is InGen versus Raptors. Again, very interesting. It's fairly quick to play, 20 to 40 minutes. I don't recommend it playing as a 4. It takes too long. Village Rails, I've seen this banned around a bit. I knew about it before the title came out. By the great designers again, another fantastic combo. Matthew Dunstan and Brett J. Gilbert. More games by Osprey Games over here. And then Aeon's End, Legacy of Gravehold. Now, you can see all my videos to the Aeon's End, in particular Outcasts and Aeon's End Legacy, which is right in front of me right now. I played through it twice. Looks fab. Really keen to obviously give this one a go. Big fan of Aeon's End, and look forward to playing this by Indie Boards and Cards. So there we go. Then we have Alda, Doors of Cartagena. Now I do know a little bit about this only because I saw a video with the guild master himself, Mark Spector of Grand Gamers Guild, talk about this one. And yeah, look forward to actually catching up with Mark again, fist bumping or whatever, and yeah, maybe a chance to give this one a go too. So there we go, hand management, Aldabas. Amsterdam, more Steffenfeld going on here. I don't know if I've already gone over this one or not, but yeah, looks of interest. Ottawa, so this is to the Ghanaian place, I think, that Uwe Rosenberg is very passionate about, by Lookout Games, which is either his company or Partia's company. Yes, educational, environmental, to do with bats, and it's a place in Africa. Yeah, it's a range in a region in Africa, in Ghana. And yeah, choose your actions carefully, balance your needs of the community and nature. It's very interesting. Yep, of course, worker placement, farming, territory building. So it does remind me of quite a few other games of his. But again, looking to play this too, an advanced level game. Azul, Master Chocolatier. So I have done a video for this already. So you just search AmassGames Master Chocolatier. And yep, again, I'll speak to Michael again probably, because I spoke to him in German and in English about Azul when I was there last time. I was trying to get me to play Sintra, but which I'd already played, I think, or maybe I played it afterwards. But yes, both him and his wife and I play Azul before breakfast. Caesar's Empire, looks of interest by Holy Grail Games as well. I know it's only available for demo, but there's miniatures, territory building, transportation, ancient, network and route building. I do like network and route building, so it looks really interesting. Let's a quick look at one of these pictures. Loads of plastic pieces. Oh yeah, yep, looks good. Caldera Park. So by Marco Kiesling, Wolfgang Kramer again. They've been busy in the last couple of years. And Deep Print Games since Peg the Spieler behind this one. I guess going over to North America. Score and resets. Ah, okay, very interesting. So I don't know if that's going to be something like Blue Lagoon, which is by Rainer Knizia. Looks very interesting though, and look forward to giving this a go. Maybe it's a bit like their other game, Great Plains. Actually, that's Brett J. Gilbert, so who knows. Okay, Chronicles of Avalon, I hope to play at the UK Games Expo. I don't know if it got played in the end, but another game by Rebel, so back to Rebel again. Cooperative game, looks good, and I'll give this a shot too. Cleopatra by Mojito Studios. Sounds of interest. I know it's been redone. I don't know much else about it. Auction bidding, I'm sold. Literally. Well, that's it. A quick run through of my titles, some of the games I want to check out. If you, as you can see, they're all marked as interested. If you go through, you can toggle it, so you can see in different ways. You can see how much they're for sale, if they're available, what stand they're at, so you can do all that. And that's been my list. So hopefully you found it of interest. Please let me know in the comments, as always, via the description in YouTube. You can also support the channel via Patreon. There's Linktree, occasionally competitions, and that's time sensitive, so keep checking back. And yeah, please do share, like, again, comment on YouTube. Check out the other videos, such as the games I have pre-ordered. So I look forward to speaking to you there. And there's another video I'll be doing soon about where we can catch up. So for now, back to the table.